guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Monica, and today I am bringing you a full face of Essence. I'm so excited for this video. We've got some older Holy Grail products in here that I have been loving and using for a while. We've got some new products that I haven't tried at all that I'm going to be trying with you guys. Some of them are actually new to the brand and some of them are just new to me. You'll kind of see as we get going, but I am really excited about it. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead, jump into it, grab your coffee, whatever you're drinking, and let's start getting ready together with a full face of Essence. All right, to start off, you guys know, if you've been here for any length of time, that I adore the Lash Without Limits mascara, specifically in the shade of brown from Essence. And we, of course, are going to be using that today. But before we do, I want to try out one of their lash primers. I've never tried out any of their lash primers before. This is the Curl Fixing Lash Base. And so I'm really excited about it. It's a teeny tiny little tube, but it also looks like it's black, which is interesting. And it has a tiny little wand. So I'm really excited to try this out. I'm just going to start by applying it and just see what it does. I didn't curl my lashes today, because to be honest, I scared myself a little bit the other day and almost pulled my lashes out. So I'm looking into a heated lash curler because that about did me in. Yeah, I'm just kind of going in completely without curling, which honestly I've been doing the past couple days, and the mascara itself has been working really nicely without curling. To be honest, besides the fact that I got a little bit of mascara right there, actually mascara primer, I called it mascara because it's black. It didn't really do much. I feel like it blackened, but it really didn't do anything in terms of coating it quite like the L'Oreal Luminous lash one does, which is my favorite. Also, I'm finding that this is a pretty flimsy, wand. So, you know, that isn't my favorite. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. So there's just one coat. I do kind of want to go in with another coat, see if I can build it a little bit, but as of right now, it's nothing special, but not bad. We can see if it, you know, adds an oomph to the mascara itself. It is kind of funny that I'm going to be using a brown mascara and I'm using a black lash primer, but you know what, we're just rolling with the punches over here. All right, so there is two coats, not a ton happening, but of course it's not supposed to be a mascara. It did add a little bit more than just one layer did, so that's something to note. But let's just jump into the mascara and see if it kind of makes it shine even more, even though I love this mascara on its own. You know how much I love it. It's beautiful, the wand is perfect, and I love that it's brown, even though I'm putting brown over a black lash base. We're gonna go for a brown black look today. So there is that first coat with the mascara over the primer. I do feel like the primer kind of made the Essence mascara go on with just one coat, like I was going in with two, but I still feel like I could just get that look without the mascara primer, so that's something to note. I do kind of want to go in with a second layer just to see if it can build, and then of course I'll wipe off the excess that's all over my lids right now. Okay, so I'm actually really liking that. It's definitely a little bit more volumizing than what it is day to day if I just use this without the primer, so I actually am liking that. Now of course I did use 2 layers each, so you kind of have to debate if you'd think it was worth it, but if you are kind of looking for volume and length and you want to use a primer as well, this seems to work well with this. We'll kind of see how it holds on to it. All right, so now that I've done my lashes, it's time to move on to eyeshadow. I don't know if you've noticed, or if you're new here, you may have noticed that I do my makeup in a very weird order. I start off with mascara so I can wipe off the excess before I go into eyeshadow, so it's very strange. Before I get into eyeshadow, I'm gonna have to prime first. I absolutely have to prime. I cannot just go straight in. It just doesn't work for me. And Essence has a really good eyeshadow base. It is the Prime Like a Pro eyeshadow base. It's universal shade, so it's not really gonna have any coverage, of course, but it's very similar to the Milani one, and I really do like it. You just have to kind of give yourself a little bit of time to blend it in, but once it is completely set down and dried, it's gonna hold on to your eyeshadow all day. So kind of love that. So I'm just starting off, and then once I'm done with this, I am going to try to conceal my lids, because as you can probably tell, they're definitely a little discolored, a little veiny, and how I'm going to try to conceal them is with a nude colored eyeshadow from one of the eyeshadow palettes that I have on hand. All right, so the eyeshadow base is all set down now and we are ready for eyeshadow. Before I go in with that, of course, I'm going to conceal my lids with a like nude tone shade, and I have two different palettes here that I love from the brand, Taupe It Up and then Nothing Compares to Nude. Taupe It Up is definitely a little bit more cool toned, and then Nothing Compares to Nude is a little bit more warm toned. Regardless of whichever palette I go in with, I'm going to go into this shade first real quick just to conceal my eyelids a little bit. Makes me feel a little bit better about having a completely blank canvas. All right, so I actually think I'm gonna use both of these because I'm gonna switch back and forth. I'm going to start off with the Taupe palette, and I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. I just wanna see how many shades of each I can use because I kinda wanna just show you me using as many as possible. But I do really love these palettes. I oftentimes forget about them because they get kind of buried. But since my recent declutter, I have pulled them back out and have really been enjoying them. They're really, really nice. I will say the shimmer shades are a little bit stiffer, but they have a lot of pigment, so that's nice. And then the matte shades are super buttery and really easy to work with. Like, that was so quick. Of course, there's not a ton going on, but there's a little bit of dimension there, and that'll allow me to switch over to the other palette and actually use this shade right here. I'm just using the same A503 brush, but I did wipe it off a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of go into that same area and just deepen it a little bit. It's kind of nice though to have mirrors in these because then I don't have to worry about trying to see it all the way, because my mirror in front of me is a little far away. Even though I have contacts in, sometimes it's nice to get a nice up close shot. All right, now I want to dip into this shade right here. It's not as chunky as the other ones. I feel like you can even see the differences in the pan. This is a little bit smoother. This one's a little bit chunkier. And of course, this one over here, you know, I'm switching them over. But yeah, I do just kind of want to play with this shade because I kind of forget about it. I'm just going to take it on my finger, which is how I work with shimmers. And oh yeah, I'm really liking that. It's really, really subtle, but I still feel like you can kind of see it. It's not subtle in a bad way to where it's not showing up. It's just not super in your face, which is actually my favorite kind of shimmer because I don't want it to look super metallic for day to day. You know what? I kind of want to take that all the way in to my inner corner. And these are like really easy to work with. See, just a very subtle neutral eye, but I'm really liking that. I think I do want to go in with one or two more shades. I think I'm gonna go, I'm gonna keep with the Nothing Compares to Nude, and I am going to go into that shade right there and just kind of take it on the inner corner and just gently tap it in. That is so pretty. I'm really liking that. So now I do think I want to go in to the Taupe palette and just use this shade right here as liner, just to do a little bit of defining. Taking my E06 brush, of course, from Sigma, I'm just gonna do a little bit of lining right against those upper lashes. Yeah, so I love their little eyeshadow palettes. I find that these small ones tend to be better than the big ones, and of course they are less expensive, so cheap. The only thing that I want to critique is that I wish there were a deeper matte shade in here to line with, because I do have to rely on another palette, whether it's the Taupe one or another one I have on hand from a different brand, to line my eyes. But overall, I love the quality, love the look. Now I want to get into a new primer. This is the Silky Blur Poreless Primer. It's got niacinamide. It does look like it needs to be shaken up. It's supposed to provide a silky, lightweight texture and prolong makeup wear. It also is supposed to make the pores look optically invisible for a smooth complexion. I'm excited about this. I do think I'm going to try to apply this on my nose, even though I have recently been talking about how primer and my nose, they don't usually play well together, and that's something I more recently discovered, but I am kind of curious, and so I'm just gonna kind of dot this on. It does seem pretty liquidy. It seems much more liquidy than I was expecting, but I don't hate that. I feel like it's gonna make it kind of just like apply easier. No noticeable smell. It feels good. Just like patting it in seems to be a nice way to apply this. I'm really liking how it's going on. I do kind of feel like my skin is already looking smoother. That could be an optical illusion, but I do kind of feel like it does. Maybe it looks a little bit more filtered. We'll have to see how it plays with my nose when I get to the foundation that I'm really excited about, because typically I can't tell how the primer affects the makeup on my nose until I actually put the makeup on, obviously. So like right now it's looking nice and smooth everywhere, including my nose, but I am curious to see what it's going to do once I get to the foundation, which we're about to apply here in a second, because honestly this doesn't need any dry down time. It is completely soaked in. So the foundation that I am so excited to test out today and apply with you guys is their new foundation stick. It is so cheap. It's only $6.99, and you know I love the Milani one that is like $17.99, right around there. So I'm excited to try this out. I love a good foundation stick. I got really into them with the Fenty one. Then I found the Milani one, which is a dupe for the Fenty one. It'd be really funny if this was a dupe for the Milani one. I don't want to speak too soon, but that would be really excellent if it was. I got the shade 160, which I think is going to be okay like when I'm freshly self-tanned, but I may have to mess with it a little today, although it's not looking like it's going to be a terrible match. It does look like it might be a little off, but I was going back and forth between 150 and 160, and I just felt like 160 was better, like in terms of like the undertone and everything, so we're just going to go with it. I'm really excited. I'm just going to apply it to one side of my face and start like blending it out with a brush. It's really smooth going on. It does kind of feel similar to the Milani one and the Fenty one so far. I'm using the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just going to be blending it in. I mean, I feel like it blended right in. I feel like this shade actually might be pretty much perfect. Did I actually do it right? Because I feel like I miss it so much. I don't know if I would say it has like the highest coverage, because I do feel like I'm still seeing some stuff, but I think it is looking really nice and smooth. Let's do the other side. I don't have a lot of breakouts right now, which I'm excited about, but it does make foundation testing more difficult to detect how much full coverage we're talking, you know? I definitely think I had a little bit of a spot there from like an old blemish. I do think I covered it up pretty nicely, but I do feel like I see a little bit of it coming through, just a little bit though. But it is looking really nice. And it's looking really nice with that primer, because I feel like it's giving the same finish as the primer. I feel like it's blending right into my skin in a really, really good way. Okay, yeah, it smells like it has a little bit of a witch hazel smell, which makes me a little nervous for my skin, because witch hazel tends to be a little irritating. I will have to look up the ingredients and like I'll put it on the screen to let you know for sure if it does have it in there, but I'm definitely detecting that sort of smell. I really hope it doesn't break me out, because if I like it, I'm definitely going to want to keep using it and repurchasing it. I know I'm like way jumping the gun, but if you're anything like me, it gets really exciting when you find something so easy that you end up liking, which I'm really liking this so far. Going over nicely on my forehead, which I like. Sometimes my forehead has like random texture that comes through, and I don't know when that started. It didn't used to be like that, but I'm trying to figure out what to do about it. But it definitely can be, I guess what I'm trying to say here is it definitely can be accentuated if a foundation doesn't lay well on top of it. It's kind of just like blending over it beautifully. Please don't irritate my skin, because you're looking so nice. I was going to put a whole second layer on my entire face, but I really don't feel like I need to. I'm really liking the way this is looking. My skin is looking so smooth. I'm really excited about this, okay? Really, really excited. Please don't break me out, please. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't love the concealers in Essence's line. I have heard a rumor that they are having a new one come out, but you can't get it in the States yet, so I can't test it out. I did pull this out of my declutter box. I originally decluttered this not because I don't like it, but because I didn't feel like I needed so many correctors for my under eyes, but I do love this so much in terms of like what it does. So I'm gonna use it today. It is very light. It actually is better when I am like completely not tan at all, and I definitely have a little bit of a tan still on. By the way, this is the Correct and Conceal Under Eye Brightener. I didn't even tell you what it was, but I like to take it like this, and I literally just like to blend it in with my fingers. I feel like it does such a nice job of just brightening everything, and honestly, I'm kind of regretting decluttering this, and the fact that I had to pull this from that declutter box for this video is kind of reselling me on it. Like, do I keep it now? Because look how pretty that is. It just does a nice job of perfecting without looking too stark. And it brightens up just right. And this is just so much better than all of their other like concealer type products. I just love this so much. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Oh no, I might have to keep this. You might be witnessing me pull this from my initial declutter, okay? But I haven't done it with any other product. I am so distracted by how good my skin looks, and I'm being reminded why I need to keep this product because it sets itself. And even though it does, we are gonna be going in with a couple of powders. I just wanna try them out. One of the powders is not new, and one of them is pretty new. The first one is the Brighten Up Banana Powder. For some reason, I thought this was going to be darker, but when I went to go buy it, it definitely is like pretty light, hopefully not too pigmented, but I'm excited to see if this kind of, you know, goes along with the smoothing. I don't even know why I'm doing that because it doesn't need it at all, but I am going to go in all of the places that I like to go in with loose powder and just start off with the pressed powder because I love to do that. It makes the pressed powder, no, it makes the loose powder go on smoother and actually wipe away smoother as well. I learned that from a TikToker that I really enjoy watching. So I have been doing this. I usually use the number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder for this step, but today we are using this, and it of course is like so cheap. Yeah, I feel like it's light, but I feel like it doesn't have a lot of like pigment, which is nice because then all it's doing is just smoothing and blurring and setting. So definitely enjoying this right now. We'll kind of see how it works once you wipe it away and once you combine it with the loose powder we're about to move on to. I feel like that went on so nicely. Like I said, there wasn't a ton of pigmentation, so that's nice because it is so light in the pan. And I do feel like there's a little bit of residue, but honestly that happens with my number 7 powder as well, and I just wipe it away after I use my loose powder. So of course that means we're going to move on to the next product that I'm very excited to try. This is the Flawless Skin Trio Loose Setting Powder. This is multiple different colors. It's supposed to be blurring, brightening, and smoothing. I'm honestly so excited to try this because I've never tried a 3-toned or colored powder before. I'm just trying to pull off the thingy. But yeah, it looks like it has like a peach tone and then a pinky tone and then a literal purple tone. So I'm really excited. I'm just gonna put some in the lid. Oh yeah, those are like real colors. I don't even know it. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to mix these up because I feel like if I go in with my sponge like that, I'm gonna have like so many different colors under my eyes. So I'm gonna literally take the brush that I was using and just mix it together. It looks like it's kind of creating like a full-on pink powder. I'm not the biggest pink powder person. I feel like it looks really good on people, but I just feel like it looks better on other people than me. So that's kind of, why is it falling so much? I'm trying to show you. That's the color it got to. I'm going to grab my sponge and just take it under my eyes. We might have to like hope that this kind of blends in with the blush. And then, yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. I mean, there's definitely a pink hue, so something to note there. Put it under this eye. I'm literally just putting it where I put the other powder. There's kind of a pink spot on my forehead. Maybe I'm gonna wipe that away. I kind of do like to use a loose powder though, so I wasn't really wanting this to be fully pink. But you know what? I'm a little nervous. I don't think I'm gonna put it everywhere that I put the other one because I'm afraid it's gonna turn my entire face pink. And speaking of that, I'm going to take this and just try to wipe away the pink that's on my forehead. Okay, I feel like it's kind of blending, but I also feel like it's kind of still pink. So that has been sitting while I blended it off my forehead pretty immediately, and now I just want to wipe it away. I'm actually using a different one that doesn't have it's not the one that I mixed it with because I feel like that would be too pink. This one just has a regular color on it. And yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of pink powders. This is really smoothing, but I feel like if you use too much, which I feel like it's definitely easy to do, I feel like it's just a little too pink. But a lot of times you can work it in if you've got blush. It kind of like all draws it together and brings it all together. So I'm hoping that's gonna happen when I get to my blush. But right now I'm feeling like it's looking really smooth. I just don't love the tone. I wish I could just have like the peachy shade. I wish I could select that one specifically. Now that I have my under eye powders on, I want to move on to the powder that I love to set my face. This is a holy grail favorite. It is the 16-Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I love powder foundations for my face. Now this is my fair shade. The shade that I use when I'm tan is out of stock in the Ulta near me. So we're just going to make do and hope that it's not too light to work with, and that the bronzer that we're gonna be using will bring the color back to my face a little bit. But yeah, I just love this stuff so much. I love to use it specifically on this or any kind of like big, dense powder brush because I feel like it covers the most surface area. By the way, the makeup on my nose is looking so good. ADD moment. But yeah, I just love this so much. It sets everything really nicely, helps your foundation last longer, and I feel like it's generally a very underrated product from the brand because it is so smoothing, so pretty. Yeah, loving it. Love it. All right, I do feel like that powder kind of lightened me up a little bit more than I was wanting it to. Definitely need to go repurchase my other shade, especially because I feel like the foundation stick shade that I have is so beautiful. But in hopes of warming up my face a little bit, I'm going to go in with their Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder. I have tried the matte bronzer that they have, and it was years ago, but I didn't love it at the time. I could retry it, but the Luminous one is calling out to me. I think it only comes in like one shade, at least in store, and it's the shade Sun Kissed in California. I love a luminous cheek product so much. I'm taking it on a very expensive bronzer brush. This is the Refra 05 brush. It's like a complexion brush. You don't have to use it for bronzer, but it is literally perfect for bronzer. And I'm just thinking this is going to look so nice and hopefully warm me up a little. Oh, yeah, that's pretty pigmented, so maybe I need to go a little bit lighter handed, but it's okay. It does have a scent, so just be aware of that. It is warming me up. That is looking really nice. All right, the true test is how it applies on my forehead because that is where I feel like bronzer gets patchier for me. Like I feel like my cheeks, it doesn't get nearly as patchy, but this is going on, yeah, this is going on really beautifully. Do I have a new favorite? May have a new favorite. I'm literally just sitting here trying to make me look less corpse-like because the shade discrepancy on that powder definitely was pretty noticeable, and I want to bring some life back to my face. Oh yeah, that is looking so beautiful. So even though I haven't used the matte one in so long, I can already tell you that I'm loving this one more than I loved that one. I want to say that that one was a little patchy, and this is not at all. It's so smooth. I love a luminous bronzer because it can be a very lit from within look, and I feel like bronzer can be really nice as a luminous product because it's like kind of glowy. Sun-kissed is what we're going for, and I feel like this accomplishes that, and now I'm feeling definitely a little bit more warmed up. Grateful for that. So I did declutter a couple of Essence blushes in my Declutter series. I kept one, and then I got sucked in and got this one. This is the Blush Crush, specifically in the shade Caramel Latte. It is beautiful. I got it because I was like, it'll be the perfect all-in-one blush and bronzer like kind of product, and it is, but today we're going to be using it as blush. Typically I use it on the Refra brush I just used for bronzer because I do use it as an all-in-one, but today I'm going to be using it on my blush brush, which is the A507 from the Angie Hot and Flashy collab. This is so beautiful. I love this shade so much, and honestly this formula is gorgeous as well. I just really love it. I feel like it is such a nice, like, natural flush look, especially if you're going for that like kind of just went outside look, you know, where you want to look almost a little burned, but you don't want to actually be burned because it's not good for your skin. I feel like that provides this, and it is also a nice luminous product. I love it so much. It looks so beautiful like with that bronzer, but like I said, I do like to use it as an all-in-one product because it's so pretty and it does have some luminosity to it, and I just love how it looks on my skin. It is so smoothing. I'm really impressed with their complexion products, especially today because I'm finally getting to try some new ones like the foundation and primer, and I haven't loved a foundation or primer from Essence before, And so far I'm really loving these. So hopefully they don't mess with my skin or anything, because I am feeling very blurred and just feeling really good about my skin right now. So if you have been watching me at all, you know that I adore the Pure Nude highlighter from Essence. It is gorgeous. And I think it was last year I finally picked up the darker version of that, which is the Sunlighter. I don't wear highlighter all the time, but when I'm tan and want a little bit more of a glow, I love to go in with this because it gives a nice diffused look. And as you can see, it's a little bit deeper than the Sunlighter, so it's going to be a little bit more of a sun-kissed look and less obvious. Like, oh my gosh, though, look at that. When I say obvious, I don't mean that it's going to be like you can't see it. I mean the color is going to be a little bit more cohesive with tan skin as opposed to fair skin, which this is the most cohesive with. So yeah, I love that. Like I said, I don't use highlighter all the time, but when I do, those are usually the two that I am reaching for no matter what my skin tone is at the time, whether it's fair or tan, because it just looks so good. So I haven't had much luck with their brow products in the past. They have a brow pencil that's like an actual pencil, and I was looking at the shade, the blonde shade they have, and it's pretty warm leaning, it looks like. And then their other eyebrow pencil doesn't even have a blonde shade. So I just am going to go with their eyebrow gel mascara. This is the Make Me Brow, and it is in the shade Blondie Brows. I'm pretty sure I tried this in the past and it was really, really, really pigmented. So I'm gonna be careful, but I'm just gonna go in gently and just try to fill my brows in and see how I'm liking that. I'm kind of like being very precise with the tip of the wand to try to like fill in the very front of my brows a little bit more, because that's where they're the most sparse. It is a very wet feeling, much wetter than like the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which you know I like, so something to be said for that, but I am really liking the shade. And for $3.99, which is only like $1 less than the e.l.f. Wow Brow, you too can have brows like mine. I can't even laugh at myself because I'm so focused. I'm going to kind of disperse that a little bit more with a clean spoolie because I feel like a lot can come out. It's not too much in terms of like the pigmentation. Like I do think it looks really nice, but I do feel like there's a lot of product in my eyes. My eyebrows feel very wet. I am liking that though. I feel like it looks really nice, and I'm liking that shade a lot more than the pencil shade that I was looking at. I feel like I'm liking that a lot more than I was the first time I ever tried that, so I'm not sure if they changed it, but I very much remember kind of hating that product. And when I went to repurchase it, I wasn't really looking forward to it, but I am really liking it right now. All right, so I have quite a few lip products to either show you that I've been loving or that I'm trying out with you. Most of them I'm actually just trying out with you today. But before we get to that, I want to shout out Essence's setting sprays. I have the 18-hour long lasting Fix and Last fixing spray, and then I have the Keep It Perfect one. Between the two, this one is my favorite. This one is definitely a lot more adhesive to your face, whereas this one is definitely a lot more akin to like the MAC Fix Plus. So I'm gonna use this one today, but I do love them both so much. They're each $4.99, and I love to just spritz my face. It has the most beautiful spray, and I just love how it makes my makeup all kind of melt together. Even though I feel like today I didn't necessarily need that, I just wanted to show you the product. Of course, I've got a fan in with my fan that matches the setting spray I just used. Okay, so now that I'm all set and everything is looking even more cohesive, I've got 2 lip liners I picked up, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not realize that these shades are pretty much the exact same. I wanted to get both because I wasn't sure which one would be the best, but as you can see, these shades are literally pretty much identical. I do have the retractable one, which is called the 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. This is in the shade Rosy Nude, and that one is right here. Okay. And then I have the one that's in a more traditional like pencil style, and this is called the Soft and Precise Lip Pencil, and this is in the shade My Advice, and as you guessed it, it is the other one. So because I bothered to get both, even though they're basically the exact same shade, I'm going to be using both today. I'm going to be using the retractable one, which is the 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner on the outer parts of my lips, and then I'm going to be using the more traditional pencil style, which is called the Soft and Precise Lip Pencil, to fill in my lips. We're just going to go with it. It's fine. Okay, I like both of those a lot. I want to showcase the lip balm that I have been really loving from Essence. It is new in terms of like the shades are new. They've had a clear one for a bit, but this is the Super Peptide Glossy Lip Treatment. I have it in the shade Toffee-tastic, and I love it. It is very similar to the Summer Fridays lip balm in Vanilla Beige. I think this is the closest dupe I've ever found, and it's so pretty and comfortable on the lips. I love this product so much. It is perfection, and I'm really liking it over those lip liners. But yeah, like I said, I've already been loving this and have been using it for about a month now and absolutely love it, so I just wanted to show it to you. But the other two products that I'm going to be showing you are new, and I have never tried them. So what I'm gonna do now is what I usually do in these case scenarios when I have multiple lip products. I'm gonna wipe this off now that you've seen it, and I'm going to reapply the lip liner situation and jump into the next product I want to show you. And that next product that I want to try is the Glossy Glaze High Shine Lipstick. I cannot find the shade on this. It does not have it on here. Let me see if I can find it in my orders real quick. This is 02 On Cloud Nude. How cute is that? It looks like just really nice, so I'm just gonna apply it right over that lip liner situation, which was the exact same lip liner situation from before, as I said. Ooh, that feels really nice. Very cheapy packaging, but it is feeling really nice on the lips, and I'm liking how it's looking with the lip liner base I've got going on. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Okay, so my lips are definitely feeling the effect of putting stuff on and then taking it right back off. But I'm really excited to end off with this product. This is their Hydra Kiss Lip Oil, and it is in the shade Mocha Glow. It's supposed to be the perfect dark nude. That's what it says. I'm excited. I haven't even looked at the wand yet. And oh yeah, okay, that is looking promising. I love the e.l.f. lip oil, and it doesn't have the exact same wand as that, but it looks like it's gonna hug the lips in a similar way. I'm really excited. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on, and hopefully I will love it, because I'm pretty much going to be stuck wearing this for the rest of the day. I'm not putting my lips through any more torture. Ooh, that is looking and feeling so nice. This was pretty much a slam dunk, the entire video was. Everything in this video knocked my socks off, even the things I've already loved, new things. I will say you kind of saw how I felt about this. Strictly because it's a pink powder, I just don't love it in terms of the shade, but I do find it blurring, brightening, and smoothing, which is what it promises. I just wish that I could get like the peachy shade, like as just the only shade in here. That would be great. But you saw that I really fell in love with the foundation stick. I'm really hoping that the witch hazel smell that I'm smelling isn't going to bother my skin or anything like that. And I was really surprised by the Make Me Brow. I recall like trying and using this when it was like closer to when it actually came out, and I didn't love it, so I don't know if they messed with it or what, but the shade is perfect. It is a perfect one and done brow product, so love that. I would love to see them come out with eyebrow pencils or pens that actually are a little bit cooler toned when it comes to their blonde shades. That is just a struggle of mine. Struggle being, you know, take that word with a grain of salt. But I definitely enjoy this situation with my brows. So yeah, I also really loved the primer, and I loved how it went over my nose. So far, so good. And you know that I love everything else I used, so it was a fun mix of products that I either have been loving and have been using for a while, or products that are new to me. Either way, I was excited to do this video because honestly it is just so exciting to find products under $10, and it is especially exciting to find products $5 and under, which is pretty much all of Essence's line. So I really loved doing this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as well, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If this does happen to be the first time that you're stumbling across my channel, definitely go check out more of what I put out there. I do beauty, I do lifestyle. Like I kind of mentioned throughout the video and throughout a lot of videos recently, I recently did do a lot of declutters, so if you want to go check those out, I have a whole slew of declutters and organization videos that just went up, so definitely go check those out if you would like. I'll link them up in the eye and down below, of course. But yeah, just go check out my channel in general. I do other videos like this. I haven't done a full face of just one brand in a while, if at all. So if you want to see more of these videos, definitely let me know. I'd love to do them, especially if it's like another brand like this, like maybe Wet n Wild or something. Just let me know. I'd love to do that for you guys if that's what you want to see. But for now, that is it. So I'm going to wish you guys the best rest of your day, and I will go ahead and see you guys in my next video.